What's up, everybody? Jeff Greene, a real estate billionaire who made a fortune betting against the mid-2000s housing bubble, spoke to Business Insider about his feelings on the current housing market. And it's not looking good. So today, we're going to take a look at an article by Farron Muhammad titled, "Real Estate Billionaire Jeff Greene Warns the U.S. Economy is Headed for Trouble and House Prices May Tumble." And we'll see what he's saying. So let's dive right in. Prepare for the U.S. economy to slump and house prices to slide, Jeff Greene has warned. He thinks there's going to be a painful fallout from governments and central banks spending trillions of dollars during and after the pandemic to prop up their economies. "We've just taken the roller coaster so high," Greene said, comparing the fiscal and monetary binge to climbing to the top of Space Mountain at Walt Disney World. Greene blames the Federal Reserve for pumping money into the economy at a time when shortages of workers and raw materials were pushing prices higher. He also slammed the U.S. Central Bank for hiking interest rates up from virtually zero to upwards of 5% since last spring in response to historic inflation. "You're firing a gun at the same dead body over and over again," he said. "You've already killed the guy. I think that's what they're doing to the economy. It's just going to cause catastrophes in a lot of industries." Greene thinks that the unprecedented amounts of monetary and fiscal stimulus have forestalled a recession. However, he did caution that everything from Wall Street deal flows to construction projects will dry up with tighter financial conditions. Last week, he told CNBC that he believes that the current housing market is in a bubble. "I think we're in an omni bubble. How long does it last? It depends. How long do you keep the faucet open and this money running?" Billionaire Jeff Greene said on Power Lunch. Basically, he believes there's just too much money in the economy right now, and it's driving prices of everything higher. But at some point, it's going to have to stop. The housing market has been one of the strongest parts of the U.S. economy during the pandemic, as we all saw the pandemic housing boom across our country. Ridiculously low interest rates were created at the onset of the pandemic to help stimulate the economy. That, coupled with the trend of being able to work from home, allowed people to buy more houses, which caused prices to escalate due to lack of supply. With rates now going higher and higher, Greene thinks that people will not be able to qualify for a mortgage anymore. And if there are less qualified buyers, well, then home prices will have to come down. "People can't qualify for mortgages anymore," he said, noting the housing market has shifted from a state of frantic buying and bidding wars to paralysis due to rates rising. "Sellers are considering price cuts after receiving zero offers, while buyers are balking at paying much higher mortgage rates," he added. Greene is not the first person to suggest that the market is overheating, although his previous bet against the housing market in the mid-2000s does make his comments notable. When you see prices go up the way they've gone up, you have to ask yourself, why did this happen? Greene said, believing the robust monetary and fiscal policy response to the pandemic played a key role. "My view is it happened 80% because of the extraordinary amount of liquidity in the economy, 20% because of fundamentals," he said. He thinks that inflation is going to get a lot worse before it gets better, using the rising costs of lumber as one example. "I think we're going to have inflation that no one is forecasting whatsoever, and it's going to have to lead to much higher interest rates, and that is going to slow down all of these markets," Greene said. He then points out that many people will eventually have to sell their homes for less money than they'd like, due to either a divorce or loss of a family member, and unless rates decline soon, that's likely to pull down house prices. While I understand that higher rates traditionally do bring down home prices, I think we're in a very unique housing market right now, and that there is so little inventory, and the buyers that are out there are much more vetted and qualified than ever before. So while home prices may be going down in some markets, where I am in the DC area, good houses, meaning houses that are priced right and show well, are still selling in multiple offers and settling way above asking. One thing that Greene did say in the article that could change things is that he said that if the economy slows down too much, employers employers may start laying off people to cut down on their overhead. In addition, Greene predicted that artificial intelligence will start to rear its ugly head and hit the white-collar workforce like a sledgehammer, wiping out loads of jobs when the economy is already cooling. So if this happens and more people are losing their jobs and therefore can't pay their mortgage, well, more inventory will be created. More inventory coupled with higher interest rates will lead to a slowdown for sure, and prices will definitely start to come down. He did say that rate hikes tend to hammer certain parts of the economy, but not all of them. They have little effect on sectors such as healthcare, education, and government. It's really hitting some areas hard, he said, pointing to commercial real estate and investment banks as examples. They're gonna get slammed, but a lot of people aren't gonna be affected at all. Not everybody shares Greene's view on the housing market being in a bubble, even if they believe that home prices are experiencing a correction. One reason that some people think that this boom is different is because mortgage underwriting standards are so much tighter as a result of the 2008 housing market crash. Another reason is lack of inventory. With so many homeowners locked into a mortgage rate of 3% or less, the idea of moving simply becomes unattractive. Low inventory is going to be a problem for a while, because if homeowners don't have to sell, the data suggests that they won't, says Danielle Hale, chief economist for Realtor.com. What are you guys seeing in your neck of the woods? Do you think that Jeff Greene is right and it's just a matter of time before the economy and possible job loss creates a housing market crash? Or do you think we've avoided a crash and will experience only a home price correction like we are right now? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. This is the weirdest housing market I've ever experienced in 20 years of being a realtor. I talked about it more in last week's video, so if you did miss it, definitely check that out next. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye!